To reuse data means to me to build on the work of others, so nobody would start a research without looking into the literature. And why not also looking into the empirical material which comes with research and which is often available now independently of the research produced. Now, did I in my work profit from data of others? Yes, actually I did. So when I wrote my PhD many years ago, that was all about a model to describe science dynamics, so how scientific fields grow. And that would require empirical research into the publication career of individual researchers, and then many of them, to see how they actually, when do they enter a field, when they transmit or go from one field to another field, how they jump around between the fields, and when do they stop working in science at all. And this data were not available or were not really feasible to actually produce this or collect that, select that on a larger scale necessary for the validation of the models. So what I did is I looked around in empirical studies which have done bits and pieces of that, which for instance interviewed scientists about their attitudes, their inclinations to change between fields. And from those empirical studies, I could estimate order of magnitudes for the parameters I had put into my model, and I could also see are the processes I assumed in my model to occur are really already occurring in practice, even if I didn't had a complete picture of all the flows of scientists going on. So that was very, very useful. Now, what would be my advice for fellow researchers and data professionals if it comes to sharing data? Now, that is go to a professional archive. So don't drop your data somewhere in Dropbox with a shared link. Use archives, repositories which are certified, which have a stable institutional backing, so that you can be sure that your data will be available in 20 years' time, 30 years' time, 40 years' time. And you might find that crazy, and you might think, oh, are they valid that long? But you actually never know. And actually, you also might want to go yourself to the data. So if you drop your data, do it in the perception, in the expectation that you yourself might want to go back to your data and look at them in the future. Open science means to me actually doing science as it should be done. So science has always been open via the public access to academic libraries, for instance, which always had all the journals, all the important journals, and you could go there even if you were not member of a university. You could go there and read that literature. So transferring this spirit also to the online world, which in principle is open by definition, but where by copyright and other kind of infringements, all kind of artificial barriers have been introduced. And last, collaborating in the area of open science means to me in particular a lot of fun. So collaboration as such is one of the essences in doing research. The ideas, the first ideas, your inventions, that's all happens in your individual head. Yeah, that cannot be done collectively. But to grow that inside of yourself, you need to talk to somebody. Yeah, and to let it go out into the world and conquer the world, you also need to talk to somebody. And talking to others and actually working with them more closely together will improve your own research and will give you inspirations and will make your research better and stronger.